So there was one thing I want to end the show on, and I think it was one of the better things I saw this weekend outside of outside of football and outside of all the playoff series that have been going on in baseball. And this is something that happened overseas over the weekend, and we can kind of end the show on this. And what happened is, and I want to get this right, so I have an article pulled up from Wired, but and I just want to make sure I get this guy's I want to make sure I get his nationality right. But there's a Kenyan long distance runner by the name of Eliud Kipchoge, and what he did was he ran a marathon in under 2 hours, which is something that's never been done before. It's not officially a world record, according to the the international governing bodies that decide that, because Nike made him special shoes, which are against the rules, and he had all this kind of help set up for him. But he's also broken the world record for the shortest marathon by I think it was 2 hours and 6 minutes or something like that. So he's definitely
a marathon is 26 miles, right?
It's like 26.3 or something like that. And
he ran it under 2 hours.
He ran in under 2 hours. It was like
I wonder what his pace was, like how many miles an hour he was going per mile.
He ran his time of 1 hour 59 minutes 40 seconds, just under 4:35 per mile.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that is amazing,
wow.
Right?
It'd take me 6 hours to do that. Probably longer than that.
It would take me like a day, because I get a few miles in, pass out, take a nap, come back, walk a little bit, lightly jog. I don't know. I mean, it's insane what he's able to do. And, he's been quoted as the world's finest marathoner for good reason. He holds the record that he broke, I think, in London or France or somewhere in their marathon. But he was training for this a lot. And apparently what they had is they had a pace car for him. And they had this pace team. So he had a couple people behind him to always make sure he never slowed down, and then they had people in front of him to make sure he never got ahead of his pace. And what they had was they had a vehicle that was following him at the pace he needed to go per mile, and they had this laser pointer that was pointing in the ground to where all these players had to run with. And so basically all he had to do was just make sure he was good enough to keep pace.
Just stay in your lane.
Just literally stay in your lane. And they had 4 or 5 different pace teams that would just keep coming in and out. And it's an incredible thing that took a lot of planning, and I know some people might not give it the credit it deserves, because it wasn't was it a little bit manufactured? Of course, but I mean, this is something no human has ever done before, to run a marathon in under 2 hours, and it happened at 3 a.m. on Friday night, Saturday morning. So obviously not something, because it was done in Vienna, Austria, but it's something that's so amazing and something that's such a huge human accomplishment. That and obviously it happened on a weekend, on a Friday night, Saturday morning, college football the night, American sports. We had so much going on, we'd swept it under the rug. But this is something that I think really needs to be talked about, because a 4:35 mile for 26 miles is something that's just insane.
I wonder how long the preparation was, the diet, how much effort, obviously it's a lot of effort, but that's pretty crazy, man. Props to him for going under 2 hours. I'm sure that won't be broken for a very long time. It's just, it's crazy what people can do sometimes.
Yeah, and I think it's such a, I don't know, I just can't get over how much of a feat of human accomplishment that is to think that we could do that. And I know, and I mean, it's not officially a world record, but what was mentioned during that broadcast is that it's leads a right direction for him to try and attempt that next time, and to try and see if he can actually do it. It'll be interesting, because again, Nike gave him special shoes, and he obviously had the help that he had with a pace team and whatnot. But I'd really like to see him attempt that, because if he could, to prove that he could do it with that, now you just got to keep working a little bit harder and see if you can do it after that. But it's something, obviously track and the running and all that kind of stuff isn't as popular in the United States as maybe it is in other countries, but for this to happen, I think it is a huge feat for the sporting world in general, and I think it's something that didn't get picked up enough over the weekend.
Yeah, 100% on that. Props to him. Like I said, it's just, the capabilities of what someone can do is, vast and spread out. It's just something that, I would never have thought could be achieved, because I know marathons take a long time, just under 2 hours, it's just, that's you could watch a movie. He'd already be done with his marathon, and the movie would still be going. It's kind of crazy.
You could watch Endgame like twice.
Yeah, it's just something crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I know people are going to say that it's manufactured, but it's still just something that you have to say, dang, like that's impressive. And I don't know, would you guys discredit it a little? Would you guys give it any...
No, I mean, sure. I mean, yeah, there was something that played a part of his time, but I mean, you still had to run it, and you still there's other things outside of just technology that you have to do it from a human standpoint. You have to prepare, you have to practice running, you have to eat the right way, you have to, just there's other things outside of it that you need to do from a human standpoint. I mean, I think just the pace part, I think it doesn't affect his running. It's just one person in front of him, behind him. You're still running though. It's not like you can, I don't know. I don't think it's that.
I wouldn't call it tainted at all.
Yeah.
I think it's fine because even though they had a thing to help him pace, I mean, he still has to have the wherewithal to stay on that pace, and a lot of people would have just not even made it halfway on the pace. But the fact that he was able to do it for 26 miles, I think is very impressive. I give him all the credit in the world for that.
Yeah, so,
5-star athlete.
Yeah, so congratulations to Eliud Kipchoge. I had a very tough time trying to remember his name, so I made sure I had it on the screen for me to pronounce it right. Congratulations to you. I know you are probably listening to this radio show right now. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to that sport as a whole. That's a huge human achievement that definitely needs to be talked about a lot more.